Good morning, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. You guys made it to another one, so hopefully you guys feel the immense amount of appreciation you all deserve. She's a mom, so happy Mother's Day to you, the love of my life, my best friend, my person, in the words of the Bachelor Nation. She's a fantastic mom and everything like that. So we figured we'd talk about what is colloquially called the roommate phase. Like a colloquialism.
I have no idea what that means.
Colloquially.
And clearly he doesn't even know how to say it. So I don't know.
No, but I can say colloquialism. Colloquially. Yeah, colloquially. Why does it sound so stupid?
You can't say no other simpler term. It has to be a...
I speak English. What are you talking about? I'm like Shakespeare, baby. They call me Young Shakespeare. And it's not toxic. We have a very good relationship. She calls me a times too.
Because he is a...
So we wanted to talk about, so we semi-felt, I guess, I don't know, it's like too much information to put out, but I guess not the end of the world. But we had a discussion maybe like 2 weeks ago talking about how we felt like a slight like distance and disconnect within our relationship. And I think the best thing about it was us just like kind of noticing it and seeing signs about it, and then addressing the fact that it is there and it's not non-existent, right? So I guess that's probably the best start, and then to like how we go about communicating about it. So anyways, so we spoke about that like maybe like 2 weeks ago or so, and I feel like nothing got worse and nothing got like drastically better either. I felt kind of just about the same, which isn't good, because we definitely want to work on it. So yesterday we had a little date night and we were talking about that whole thing in and of itself, and I think we both pretty much summed it up to how you just kind of running on autopilot, and how our days are just so stacked that there really isn't any time to be like, hey babe, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's so few and far between to just have those of what?
Oh, I don't know if you were gonna stop.
What do you think? I don't know how to fucking drive?
Sometimes, yeah.
Maybe you just need to stay in the passenger seat where you just passenge. How about that? Okay? He's so cute. Okay, so being that our days are super stacked, it is just really hard for us to just find time together. And then even when we find time together, since like, like I'm working on my channel, she's working on her channel, she's working on this channel, she's doing things with the baby. I work practically 70 freaking hours a week. And then so it's like the little free time we have, we're like, oh, we gotta do some editing. Or then like also back in the day, not that long ago, we would go on our walks after dinner every day, and the baby would sit in the stroller, but now she wants to get up and walk. So that like also takes away, like it's cute, like it's not bad, it's not like it's a bad thing, it's just like it's another element that took away
our time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like whether she was with us or not, we're just I'm pushing the stroller and we're just talking. And it's good, like, so like, we could just talk for days. If you guys can't tell that every video we like have to cut it off because it's like this shit too long. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we could definitely just talk.
Yeah. I don't think he knows or something.
He has no idea what's happening in his life. Yeah, he definitely don't. And so it kind of just like moved us away, I guess, from just again not having that alone time. Because you guys have to understand something. Prior to Alaska, like we were just we do everything together. Yeah,
and we had years doing everything together.
And it's funny how many people I know that like, if someone has to go to the doctor, like they just go to the doctor. Whereas like in most cases, you and I, we both go together. We bring the baby with us. We sit in the room with each other.
Recent appointment, that was the first time that he went alone, and it was for like the ENT. So I was like, just go alone, because Alaska's gonna be trying to climb on the door, and like nobody has time for that. So that was like the first time that we ever did anything, that he went somewhere and I stayed with Alaska. Like whenever we're both available, we are at the same place, and we love that. It's funny because we talk about having a second kid, and we're like, we're gonna find ways to do everything together. We're not trying to like split up and like tackle each child. Like we genuinely like to do things together. So I feel like the disconnect was more like we were just frustrated with the way life is set up. Like you just feel like you don't have time for anything.
Yeah.
And it comes in waves. Like there's waves that we feel together and everything feels very cute and it's a family and everything feels happy. And then there's times that where you just both happen to be tired, life happens, and you're just exhausted and you can't take it out on Alaska. So who gets, you know, the shit is each other, you know? So it was getting to that point where I think we were both just tired, and obviously we have to take care of her, so she's not really being that affected necessarily directly, but it would just be like we were both just like we were both on edge. So any little moment that one was upset, the other one would feel it, and it would just like trigger each other to just like they just like get moody with each other. And I feel like that was slowly, it was probably like a week of that happening, so slowly I feel like it was becoming where like even our conversations, it would just lead into like bickering because we're both annoyed already, on edge with each other, and we can tell that the other person is not in a good mood. And so you're just like already, you can't approach the interaction in a healthy,
it's like starting on the wrong foot.
Yeah, and it was happening for like a week straight. So then we had like the conversation, and I feel like that helped because then we both kind of were able
to address it.
Yeah, exactly, because it was like we haven't talked about that feeling, both of us, but when one of us said it, then the other one agreed, and then it was like, okay, that makes sense because we're both feeling it, you know. And so I feel like the day too happened at the perfect time because it was like we just need some alone time because we don't get any alone time. So it's like it's just nice to laugh with each other with no interruption and just like be together, you know. But I feel like after the day it helped us like kind of like we were trying to figure out like, okay, so what's working and what's not working, what can we do to help each other. And I feel like before the baby, me and James had very good communication. It was not always like that. Huh?
It was dwindling out though.
What you mean?
Like our communication
before the baby?
No, now.
No, that's what I'm saying, that before the baby we communicated very well. Not in the beginning, it took a lot of work to get there, and once we got there we were very good. So I think once the baby came, she just shook shit up, and it was like on top of exhaustion,
colloquially,
and just life, and that he works a lot, so I'm home alone and we're not together and we don't get alone. Like it's like all these things are just being thrown at us that obviously are just part of being parents. I think it just comes in waves where it gets to us, where other times we're like, okay, this is our life and we know it's not forever, and the other times it does feel like it's taking forever, you know, to see the other side of it. So
because I think waiting it out isn't good either. Come on.
No, and I feel like once me and James notice like something doesn't feel right in our relationship, we're very good at being like, okay, so what's next to fix it, because we've put a lot of work into our relationship that it deserves that, you know? Like,
sure.
So I think with her it's just hard, and I told James it's interesting because like when the baby's around we're good, like we're so happy, she's laughing and we're all having a good time, but then it's like when we're alone we're on edge with each other because it's like, are you in a bad mood, am I in a bad mood, how is this conversation gonna go, you know? So
there's nothing wrong with her bringing us happiness, but I don't want her to be the reason why we're happy amongst each other, like or like she's required for us to enjoy each other, you know what I'm saying? Because like yesterday we definitely did perfectly fine, like we spoke about all this shit yesterday, and
in
you know, it's fine. Like, it wasn't like on some like, because I think the last thing we do, or like we try to avoid doing, is like the blame game or pointing fingers or anything like that, because we both know we're at fault in certain aspects, and I think we both can like express to each other that, oh, there's something you should probably look out for, and this is something you should probably look out for, you know. So it definitely helps us,
and we take that well with each other.
Yeah, because like, we both aren't unaware of those things, you know. Because I think that might be bad too if we're doing something completely
without
that we don't like from each other, and we don't even realize it at all. I think we're pretty good at being vocal. I think sometimes it's just like she said, when you just at a point where you're just like,
you're just done.
Like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, dude, I don't want to deal with your shit.
Yeah, and then so it's like, I don't want to deal with your shit, but I'm also tired, so then I'm already not in a good mood. So me telling you to get a cup is gonna sound bad, or you know, if it's the little things that James might not do, I get annoyed when it's like it's not even his fault, you know. It becomes like, I feel like with James is like I've tried to remember that he cannot read my mind when I'm in a good space. When I'm exhausted, I forget that he cannot read my mind, and so I just expect these things, and that's the problem, because then that's where shit blows up. and then it's like the whole comparing of like, well, I have to do this at home and you don't. And I told him yesterday too, like, I think we both genuinely have to remember that it's hard for both of us in very different ways, and no one has it easier than the other person. Like, we're just trying to figure it out, you know. Like, I think it's easy to be like, I've had a bad day and James told me to do this and I didn't like that, and you know, it's all me, and it's like, but what if James had a bad day? You know, like, and what if he needed this little thing, like, you know. So I think it's easy to think about your struggles and forget that your partner is also, and also that James doesn't get to see the baby, you know. Like, I'm lucky that he gives me the opportunity to be with my child. So it's like, but it's sad because he loses out on that time. So I was telling him yesterday.
I'd rather have me than both of us.
No, I agree.
You know?
But you know, I feel like we both have to think about what the other person might be going through before we approach, like, why she said that way, or why he did that way. And it's like, maybe he just was having a bad, like, give each other grace even when we're also going through it, you know, because then it just takes, and me and James could be very passionate, so it just takes a little bit of like a little tone from the other person before we're like and then it just, because
I think also a large portion of it too, though, at least, like, not from your side, but at least from me, I don't know if anger is the best word to use, but I am kind of like angry and frustrated with a lot of things. But that shit is annoying the fuck out of me. That WhatsApp shit.
Oh fuck.
What is going on, bro? Come on.
It's blowing up.
Come on. That I'm just frustrated with a lot of like pretty much at my age and where I'm at right now is like really not where I perceive myself to be. I feel like I don't want to say I'm hungry. Like, I'm super grateful, like, of like her and the baby and the fact that she can stay home with the kid, and the fact that like my job is pretty decent perks, you know, I gotta work a lot, but like, I just feel like I'm not like doing what I want to do, and I know when I begin to do that, it'll help every other aspect of our life, just like time wise and like financially and everything like that. And I just like, I don't know,
that's the same guy. Oh no.
What?
No, I thought it was the same guy from back then.
And there's just like tons of things that like I know I want to do and where I want to be, and like I'm not there yet. So it's just frustrating to like wake up at the time I wake up every day, and you know, like how much I have to, like, I don't know how to explain it, like just schedule things for me to just be able to accomplish those in such like small increments and baby steps, and you're just like, fuck, I just want to go all in, you know what I'm saying? But so sometimes, you know, like when I spend all day at my job and I'm just there and I'm like, bro, this is like really what the fuck I'm doing right now.
So it eats at you, and then
you know, and then all day, and then like since I go through that, and like I told her yesterday, you know, on my drive home, I'm usually having a whole concert and shit like that, and I'll be happy, I'll be in a good mood, singing whatever, and then I come home and sometimes like she had a bad day. Alaska made her have a bad day,
or
whatever
I'm just tired.
or just both, and then you're just tired and you just don't want to deal with shit, and I come home and I'm happy, and then she might be in her little mood, and then I'm just like, fuck all this shit, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do all day just thinking about how I want to do something for you, and then I come home and then you might have like a slight attitude or whatever it is. Like, I just make mad noise a lot of the time. So sometimes I'll make a noise, she'll be like, and I have to see her face, and then I'm just like, yo, you be acting like I do this shit on purpose.
Yeah, he goes on. And then that's the other thing too. So me and
like,
James have very different energy levels. Like, I'm pretty like chill, and like I like that. Like, I get very like, ooh, very fast. And so sometimes he comes in with all this like happy energy, and like I'm gonna like just give it all to you, and I get overstimulated. You know, I'm like, Alaska has been on me all day, so it's like by the time he gets home, I'm kind of just like, I just want to chill. And James, his happy energy is the way that he wants to be, you know, like, so it's also, and I like playful, but sometimes he just be like, and like poking me and all, and I'm like, I don't want to be
because I'm excited to see you.
And that, and then sometimes I'm like, but I don't want that right now. So it's like this.
It's like how kids are with dogs, like they just be mad rough and shit.
The poor dog is stressed. So, and that's what we talked about yesterday too, that sometimes I think a part of us like goes back to like pre-baby, what our relationship was. Like, that's a part of it, of him like coming and like jumping like, oh hi, I'm home, where like before I was able to tolerate it, because obviously I'm happy to see him. Even now I'm very, because I run to the door most of the time, right? I run to the door.
If you hear it, yeah.
Yeah, if I hear it. If I'm in the kitchen, I don't hear it. But if I hear it,
nice.
I run to the door and I go to him, you know? So it's like, even if I'm having a hard day, I always try to make sure that I'm reminding him that I am appreciative for him. And I always tell him too, like, about where you are in life, that he's not happy with it. I'm like, well, that's your drive to do better, but also, like, life happens. Sometimes we cannot control what's gonna be in our past. So it's like, our control is trying to figure out, what can I do next to make it better? You know, like, no one knows what situation they're gonna be put in. You should actually do a video talking about that one day.
What?
Like, how you landed where you are. But I feel like that would be interesting.
Thanks.
But I always tell him too, I'm like,
I'd had a yard by 34. I'm gonna just say that much.
had he stayed where he was.
A yard in a fucking house. But actually, I don't even know though, because that whole bullshit, I don't know.
Yeah, depending on, that's the other thing.
Cause that's scary as hell.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll talk about it. But
about my whole dilemma.
Yeah, like how everything happened. But yes, I always tell him, I'm like, just be grateful you had something to fall back on, and then we were still able to figure it out. And it's crazy because when he before
we do is figure stuff out.
Yeah, exactly. And like, our life was not always like that. James had a good job. I was in school during that time, and then I ended up graduating. We were saving, and our idea was to like leave New York at this time, have a kid in that place where
remember how fast we were saving money?
Yeah, we wanted to go to Florida. Our plan was to have a kid over there so that we could give them a house. And life
we saved up like 20,000 in like
very fast,
like 4 months.
And
like, I feel like we just put mad money away.
Yeah, life stopped us real quick. COVID happened and shit hit the fan. And before you knew it, that was not our life. And we were like, do we have a kid? But we were getting married too. We were like, fuck it, we're just gonna wing it. We had a kid. I took a pay cut. Remember, right before
it? You did.
A huge pay cut. And it just made me realize that I'm like, you can never plan for life. You just do what you can, do what you want, and you hope for the best. Because it's like, we had a lot of plans on what our life was gonna look like.
And we were on route too. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, we
like
were doing it.
It wasn't like some impossible thought,
no, it wasn't.
You know, for what we were doing. And we were definitely on route to do it.
Yeah,
and we would have had options, and then that shit was just like.
Then I took the pay cut, so that fucked us up even more.
But part of me still to this day like wonders, like, if all that happened on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think like so for those of you guys who don't know, if this is your first time watching us, welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe.
Super lit.
Oh, good shit, huh? Threw that in there. I'm James. This is Jen. We're the Mon 40s. Nah, so like at that point, like had I not been like had the whole union thing got fucked, or like had C19 not happened, like I probably wouldn't even like thought to like I'd want to sell perfumes and like really just make perfumes as like a life thing. You know what I'm saying? So
it's true. Our life panned out the way it was supposed to be, I think.
Yeah.
I would have never probably stayed home. Like, we would have probably been having to work to keep wherever we were living. Like, I don't know what our life would have been, but
yeah, me either.
Yeah, so I think it did all happen the way, and even with the struggles, I'm like, it has worked out for us. We always, like James said, we always find a way, even when we're put against the wall. And we don't have a lot of help. We have like my sisters who offer to come, and that to me is really the only help we get. So it's like everything else since having Alaska has really been just me and James. And so I think that's also helped us have like really good communication, because we've had hardships and we've had each other to like figure it out, you know? But I think like even with Alaska, I'm like, I know that like the whole disconnect thing, I'm like, we've made it before and we're gonna be fine. Like, to me, it's just a phase. Like, I don't think about like this is gonna be like our
like our downfall.
Yeah, like I know that the passion, like the love we have for each other, this is just a part that we're both personally going through our own growth. So it's like it's easy to like, you know, because then I get tired and I'm like, but I have to edit because I have to figure out what I could do for us, and he's trying to figure out what he could do for us, and we're kind of forgetting that we are the, you know, like we're the glue. So I feel like having those conversations, yeah, it might not feel nice to feel disconnected with your partner, but it's like it happens, you know? And like I always stick to just like how much work we put into it. Like I know that we still have that drive to keep putting work into it, and because I just want Alaska to see a healthy relationship, and also to see that there is like hard times in a relationship. Like that shit is not all every day you wake up and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna give it all to my partner. It does not happen that way, because you're growing, your partner's growing, your family's growing, everything is constantly moving, and so there's bound to just be like, you know, clashing sometimes. We didn't really talk about the roommate phase, but I guess we talked about more just like
yeah, but like how it could, like how like that stuff could come about. So
yeah, that's what
that was like the overarching.
Yeah, that's like me and James's biggest fear is like becoming just like miserable with each other, because I think that's like the saddest thing. Me either. And I just feel like I can't see like my life without James, and I can't see my, like I always tell him, like, God forbid something happen, I'm staying alone. I'm not doing this. But yeah, I can't even
like
see
a whole other relationship sounds
yeah, I would be like heartbroken if like we couldn't work through our, and I feel like this is not even like, we've been through,
you know what else too?
Times.
Like if you had like another relationship, you're gonna like say mad shit that's like an inside joke. You're like, oh wait, you don't know this.
James does, huh?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I couldn't see. Yeah, I feel like and I think because we communicate very fast when things don't feel how they usually feel, I think that helps us avoid like when it like you know, the people that bottle it up or don't talk about it until you're just like, I'm done with you, and then it's like too late to go back. But yeah, here we are, just parents trying to figure it out.
We're just trying to keep on going, guys.
Well, remember when she was first born? Yo, when I tell you I was, Mom, I would cry. I'll be like, I just miss it.
Yeah, I know.
That was like sad, but
you're just so used to one thing.
And we spent so much time together
like
alone.
Vastly different from what you're used to.
And then we would like cry. We'll be like, we can never take a vacation. Like just us. And like it just felt. But now I'm like,
I think that's the wackest part though, for real, for real. It's like you can just never go on vacation together again.
Like alone, you can have like your little drinks by the beach. I'm like, I don't really want to drink if Alaska's there, because she's gonna be trying to drink my drink, and it's a whole
Fuck
thing.
it, yo, you give it to her, you give her free time.
But now I'm like,
there's some fucking coconut rum, little Bay Breeze.
Oh, Jesus.
Yo, Bay Breeze sounds good, right? Like a frozen one, right? Frozen.
I only like pina colada.
If you like pina colada, getting cold in the rain.
Remember, I feel like we always hear that song on vacation.
I feel you.
Right?
Really?
Or like in the summer. Maybe I'm thinking about the summertime.
Maybe we just play it. Maybe I play it because I'm in the mood.
But now I'm like actually excited for our vacation with her. It's weird how you go through like, I guess like transitions with your kid. Because now I'm like, I do want to go on a vacation with her, but I do also love my alone time with James. So it's like this but I'm excited to see her this time.
You know, it's funny too, the place we going, this happened last time. So they had a French restaurant, and you can't even go in with kids.
Yeah, they kicked us out.
They were like, listen, you can't have a kid.
And this kid, she's on the move, so she's not gonna be a kid
ready
that
to fucking act up.
It's like silent, like no, she wants to make noise, she wants to walk around, it's a whole thing. But
that should be annoying as fuck.
Sometimes, yeah, because sometimes you're just trying to like chill, but she lets us eat. It's just once you're done eating, she's like, all right, what's next?
She's done eating, she's like, yo, it's my time.
Yeah, I need to run a little bit, I need to run a few miles, and then we can sit again.
Motherfucker.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna go enjoy our Mother's Day. Well, my Mother's Day. I said our Mother's Day.
It is mine.
Is it?
Because I'm your mother. That's how my mom, when my mom calls, mind you, like when she calls, my phone says mom on it. And every time I pick up, I'm like, hi mom, she's like, it's your mother.
It's so funny.
I don't know why.
I love that she says that. That was hilarious.
Like, bro, we know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what my mom says when I call her. But she just be like, hola, Jenny.
She'd be like, es tu madre. Es tu madre. Alright, so are we ever gonna end the fucking video?
Alright, guys.
Let's end it. Bye-bye. End it. Goodbye, guys. It's been real. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button, bitch.
Alright.
Ring the fucking bell, bitch.
Look at this mouth on him. And then he wonders. Alaska just started saying shit.
Yo, she has been. Whoa, what's going on? She has been saying shit
why.
for real.
Because his mouth is nasty.
I'm gonna wash it out with soap. Yeah. It's your mother.
It's your mother washing.
Hit you with some palm olive. Right in your mouth.
Palmolive.
Palmolive.
Alright, guys, for real, for real. Oh,
that's a dead one.
Maybe that's why they were back.
Roadkill.
Alright, guys.
Alright, guys, for real. Shut up. We're leaving. Happy Mother's Day. It's your mother. See you later. Adios. Take care. Goodbye. It's one of Alaska's songs.
Whoa. Okay, for real.
Yo,
bye.
for real, shut up.